Welcome to Mr. Michael's ELA classroom. What are we going to learn today?
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Gmail/Google Calendar PD for educators, or those that work with educators. So today we're going to look at organizing your Gmail inbox. We're going to see how to enable your priority inbox and customize it. I'm going to introduce you to labels and how they can be used, and using filters to automatically organize incoming emails. Then we're going to look at useful Gmail features for educators/administrators. So how to set up email templates, how to set up your email signature, making sure your default reply behavior is set properly, and adding important emails to your tasks. And then finally, we're going to look at Google Calendar for educators. So setting up your class schedule in Calendar, how to use appointment slots, and how to make your calendar public and share it on a Google site. So organizing your inbox. So first thing, we're going to enable the priority inbox because this is a very powerful tool. So first, click the gear at the top right in your browser. It's located right there. And then two ways to do the same thing. So you can go into your quick settings and then scroll down until you see the priority inbox and then just click on it. Or you can go to see all settings, click on the inbox, and make sure the inbox type is set to priority inbox. To customize those sections, you can click on the little down arrows. You can go to more options, and then you can select from a label or one of the categories that Google has. And this is what it ends up looking like. So teacher tip, this gives you multiple sections in your inbox without having to scroll through tabs. Your sections can be customized to use multiple labels, which we're going to talk about now. So this is what my inbox currently looks like. I do change these tabs based on what I am needing. So all about labels. Labels are great. So what are labels? Labels are a super useful feature in Gmail that help you organize your emails. How can I create labels? We're going to find that out. So just right-click on a message you have received. So for example, this is one email in my inbox. I just hit the right mouse button, select the label as at the bottom, and then you will see that you have the option to basically click on labels you've already created. You can do this also in the Gmail app. An email can have multiple labels, but if there is no label that is appropriate, you can create a new label. This, unfortunately, you can't do on the app. So this is where you would add your new label, and you can also nest the label under another one. So for hubs, I could have principal, BC head, and then this is what it looks like. This is an email with labels on it. So now you can find these labels on the left-hand side in the desktop or the mobile app. So here's an email. You can see all these little tabs at the top. These are labels. So if you click that little X, it'll remove the label from this email conversation. It will not delete the email itself. If you hit the garbage can, it will remove it from all labels. So that will delete the email itself. So you can organize your emails based on teacher-friendly labels you create. Student work, principal, BC head, parents, etc. This will make misplacing emails less likely. You can also automatically label emails with filters, which we will look at now. So free your time. Use labels. So what are filters? Filters are a way of setting how incoming emails are treated automatically. So here's the internet. We have a nice little email message. It hits the filter. The filter does something to the email message, which you set, and you set the parameters for which the email is selected for the filter, and then it drops nicely in your inbox. So how do you use filters? Let's find out. So there are two ways to create filters. First, little search mail section in your email at the top. You just have to click that little down arrow. All you've got to do is add who the email is from that you want to filter, who it could be to, which subject has the words, doesn't have, and some other little parameters that you can set. Once you do that, you click Create Filter, and here is the powerful part. You can basically click on these things to tell what the filter does. So it could skip the inbox, it could mark it as read, it could star it, it could apply a label, it could forward it to another address, it could delete it, which you cannot do based on our Gmail admin settings for Hub's email accounts. Never send it to spam. You could use a template and just send an automatic canned response, which we will talk about next. You could always mark it as important. You could never mark it as important. Or you could categorize it based on social, what have you, if you click that one at the bottom. So I'm just going to star it. And then you just click Create Filter. So now you have a new filter. So the other way is to see all settings, go to Filters and Blocked Addresses, and then Create New Filter. So for example, any email that comes from gfe/certifications@google.com and it's to me, I star it, apply the label Google certification, I never send it to spam, and mark it as important. So that is a very good use of a filter, especially if you're doing the GFE exams. So filters allow you to automate how emails are handled. You can set them to automatically forward emails from parents, label and star emails from the principal or BC head, and even automatically reply with a template, which we'll be looking at now. So useful Gmail features for educators/administrators. So this is going to be about email templates. So what are email templates? Email templates, or canned responses as they are usually called, are a way of saving frequently used replies so they can be used later. How can I set them up? Let's find out. First, you need to enable email templates. By default, they are turned off. So you click the ratchet, click See All Settings, then you go to the Advanced tab, scroll to Templates, and click Enable. It looks something like this. So to create a new template, just compose a new email. All you got to do is click the three little dots near the trash can, go to Templates, or Save Draft as Template, and then Save as New Template. So this is going to basically take your subject and the body of the message. At the moment, you cannot add to or BCCs to the templates. If you go to the Chrome Web Store, there are add-ons that will allow you to do that. So here's my email. I'm going to hit the reply, go to templates, hit the dot again, go to templates, and then just insert my first template. It is that easy. So teacher tips. Here are some good ideas for some email templates that can speed things up in your communication with parents, students, and administrators. If you're interested, you can read them. So that's a template to forward to another subject teacher. So the important thing here is you have to actually copy paste the email into the body of the template and then just paste it into the recipients. So template to request help from the BC head, or maybe template about the grade changes near report card time in term 1, or parents asking about marks in general. So you can also remember you can create filter responses based on email templates. So you can just click that send template, first template, anytime an email from a certain person comes to you or has the subject. But again, you have to be very careful about that because it will send it all the time. So some additional useful features. So how to add a signature. So you click the ratchet, or the gear, sorry, see all settings, go to general, scroll down to signature, and then create it, hit the little plus, save changes. Or also for new emails use or for on reply forward use. So scroll down until you find signature. Here you can set up your email signature and how it will be attached to emails. You can set up multiple signatures for multiple roles you may hold in the school. If you have multiple signatures, you can input them manually by hitting the little pen. In your mobile device, you hit the 3 straight lines, go to settings, click on the email address for which you wish to add the signature, go to mobile signature, and it is right there. Another thing that is extremely important that many teachers don't really understand is how to set your default reply behavior. So you go to General and you make sure default reply behavior is set to reply. Somehow this gets clicked to reply on by somebody and shenanigans ensue. You make sure you click Save Changes, and this should be set by default, but it's best to check. What this means is when someone clicks the reply on an email, it will only send it to the sender. In order for a person to send it to everyone on the list, they would have to manually click the ... at the top and reply to all. So you can also do this on your mobile app. Just go to Settings, General Settings, Default Reply Action, set it to reply. This will reduce unwanted emails. Oftentimes people reply to an email not realizing it was sent to the entire staff. This can be annoying for others and potentially embarrassing for the person sending the email. But here's a teacher tip. There's a better way to fix this systemic problem in schools. When you send to an email list, put it in the BCC. That way, it doesn't matter even if the person did accidentally hit reply all, it will not go to them because they cannot see it. There is one last defense against unwanted reply alls, and that is muting the email. So all you got to do, right click on the message, click mute. It will not delete the message, but it will not notify you each time a new person has sent a message because it is muted, like your TV. So adding important emails to your tasks. So what are Google Tasks? Google Tasks is an application that integrates with your Gmail/calendar. It can usually be found on the right button bar when you log into your Gmail with a web browser. So all you've got to do, right click on an incoming email. Say Tamara has sent you an email saying you have to get your paperwork done by July 23rd. And add to tasks. So you're going to have to go into the task now, click on the little pencil, give it a date and a time, and now you can find it in your calendar. Just make sure you click Show Tasks or Show the Task Calendar. So, Google Calendar for educators. So set up your class schedule in Google Calendar. This is actually something that's very useful. So as teachers, we often get invited to meetings when we are in class. This is due to administrators not being able to memorize every schedule of every teacher in the school. So teacher tip, put your teaching schedule into Google Calendar. So here's part of my schedule. At 7 to 7:50 a.m., I'm teaching ELAB2. So I can go to calendar.google.com, hit the plus create, give it a name, give it a date, give it a time. You're not going to need any guests. They automatically come to you. You could add a location here, but then you have to go to the more options. And then you have to make sure you set it to repeat, because every Sunday from 7 to 7:50 I am in ELAB2, so I want that to continue on. You could also remove the notification here, because you might be getting a lot of notifications for every time you're supposed to be in class, which could be a good thing. So click on Save, and you are done. So you're going to have to repeat this for the rest of your classes, duties, and support periods. So this may seem like a lot of work, but it will stop a lot of miscommunication. Plus, with an accurate calendar, people can use the Find a Time feature, and it will give an error if someone invites you to a meeting when you are busy. This is what the Find a Time feature looks like. So it's got me, then maybe the BC head if you're adding them to a meeting, and then the principal. And you can look at their calendar to see when they are busy to find a time. You could also use a suggest a time as well. So appointment slots. So how can I allow parents, administrators, and colleagues to set up appointments with me during my free time? So this is very useful. You can use appointment slots in your Google Calendar. So you go to Calendar, or you click the little calendar button on the right side of your Gmail. Hit the plus, create, go to appointment slots this time, give it a block of time, and then slots with duration. So if you want people to be able to talk to you for 15 minutes, change that to 15. 30 minutes is by default. Save it, and now you have this lovely thing in your calendar. So for me, I said Thursday, July 16th from 2 to 4 p.m. and 15-minute appointment slots. So as you see, on the 16th of July, I have this calendar entry. So now if you want people to be able to actually book slots with you, you can right-click on that link, copy link address, and then email it out. So these are my office hours. Click on this link. People will need a Gmail account in order to book the time. And notice the BCC there would be the lists. I did not put them in the to field. This is what the person will see when they scroll to July 16th. They click on that. They say what they want to do. They click save. And now I get a confirmation in my calendar. It is that simple and that useful. So how to make your calendar public and share it on a Google site or other website. I want to increase the transparency with parents about my availability. How can I do this? So try putting your calendar on your class webpage. So first you have to make your calendar public. To do that, just as a reminder, if you hit the other calendars and you hit the plus, this is where you can actually add other people's calendars to your My Calendars list. Just if you need to do that. But to make your calendar public, you click the three dots, you hover over the calendar you're looking at, click the options, go to settings and sharing, go to access permissions, and then just click make available to public. So if you want to share this on a web page, you have to click that. And maybe if, say, somebody from EduGlobe needs access to your calendar, you would also need to click that. Everybody, by default, from Hyatt School has it. So now copy the embed code. So you scroll down further on the same page, you do not have to go anywhere, and you find where it says embed code, click on there and copy it. So now add the embed code to your Google site or other web page that supports iframes. So insert, click on the embed. So this is the actual interface for Google Sites. I will be doing another PD on this, but it is a very useful little web builder, and it's great for student work. And then you click the embed code, and there you have it. Paste it in there, click next, and you will have a lovely calendar on your web page. So, thank you for listening. That's all from me. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.